Hello traders, good morning. I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures, downtown Chicago. Happy Friday to all of us. We're here to talk to you about the grain markets. Okay, we'll start with the corn market. I'm going to show you weekly charts on our grains this week, mainly because of the soybean meal weekly chart. I think that's the key to what I'm talking about here for a few minutes, and we'll get to that in 1 minute time. Okay, our first weekly chart of corn, you can see we're in pretty good, you see the double bottom here, and we're in pretty good support and pretty good resistance. So maybe soybean or wheat can influence price discovery in corn market here. So kind of a neutral read on corn right here, right now. We're starting to get exports now every week, so that'll be a positive. Get a February crop report next week, that'll be a positive. And I'm going to get into China a little bit too here, but let's let supply and demand be our driver in price discovery, not politics. So we get these trade wars behind us with China, USA, get the whole world buying our grain markets. We've got a lot of good quality grain to sell. So demand for corn is good. It's February now. It's the time of year for the market to try to rally. We'll see if it does. Okay, the soybean market. Here's our weekly chart of soybean meal. I get excited about these weekly reversals up. Now, if soybean meal closes to the extreme high here today, my work would point to higher prices in the next 5 to 10 business days. That's a real good driver for higher soybean prices. We've got higher soybean meal this morning and lower soybean oil. Perfect here. And I think the weather in South America is more important than China USA trade negotiations. Now they're supposed to get rain here in the 6 to 10 day forecast. That'll be ideal for these soybeans that are starting to pollinate and things like that. So really critical that rain continues normally here the next 2, 3, 4 weeks in Brazil and parts in Argentina. Okay, there were 2 articles in the Wall Street Journal this week about soybean demand from China. And this Asian swine flu is going to lower the demand from China. Okay, and by the way, Poland had the first ASF disease in a hog this week here. This is out of control in China, and the Chinese authorities don't want to talk about this. Now, China, their GDP numbers come out, and they're very rosy. They're very good. They're 5%, 6%, 7%, but they're not real. So the Chinese government does whatever they want, and capitalism trumps communism every step of the way here. So the Chinese government saying what they want to say, but it's the people of China. If you're going to interfere with their lifestyle, they're going to revolt. And 28 years ago we had Tiananmen Square over in China. So you got the Chinese lifestyle, the middle class are more like ours now, and hence they got demand to buy food just like we do. So I think it's the time of year now for the soybean market to trade higher. And Oil World, which is a Hamburg soy analyst base out of Germany, they say this drought in Brazil in December is going to bring exports to USA from Brazil. So watch for this shift here. We got rumors working 24 hours a day here, but watch soybeans take it to a higher trading range in the next few weeks. And then lastly, the wheat market here. You can see our weekly chart of wheat. Again, Egypt bought wheat from Romania and Russia. They bought French wheat this week for the first time in 2-3 years. And maybe Egypt can buy USA wheat in the weeks ahead. It'd be the first time in a long, long time. And that would be good for price discovery in our US wheat markets. Everybody have an excellent weekend.